Is the GOP coming after same-sex marriage? And will they stop there? Queer News Tonight has reported on Thursday that Tennessee is attempting to pass a new bill that would turn all legal unions into common law marriages instead of traditional marriage. They are using this to set up legal precedent as a way to fight federally protected same-sex marriages. This is part of a nationwide attack on LGBTQ+ rights by the GOP. Many in our community have chosen not to participate in the fight for equality for issues like transgender individuals or students because they got legal marriage in 2015 and feel like they are safe now. The Republicans apparently are showing that that is not the case. Your marriage could be at risk. There is only one thing that can protect you and the LGBTQ community at this point, and that is to vote in November. These midterm elections are more important than ever. We remind you, it's time to vote.
You know, I recognize so much of this. This is the way Republicans and conservatives have attacked women's rights and women's reproductive rights, except it's at warp speed. Nothing really much happened in 1973, 1974 after Roe versus Wade was handed down. It was essentially just a de rigueur opinion issued by the Supreme Court. And it picked up steam and is now, after 50 years, will likely be repealed, or at least left up to states to repeal when a ruling is issued later this year. But not this time. This with marriage equality. People are moving at lightning speed in red states to see how creative they can be to roll back our rights.
If they take away marriage rights, do I have to give back the rock? What? I'm not giving it back. I'm sorry. No. But listen, they're coming for us, okay? We've had politicians sit in these 5 seats, people, and tell us that they're coming for us, all right? And the only way to fight back is to unify. So all those people that washed their hands when we got marriage equality, you effers need to come back, all right? Because we need your vote in a big way. Midterms are coming, and this year we've got to show up. We got to suit up and show up, or literally we will be erased.
I'm curious. In 2016, Donald Trump said at the Republican National Convention, "I stand with the LGBTQ community," and implied that he was an advocate for LGBT, and there were many contradictions in the military, trans, etc. But in general, like what we have seen in the last 6-7 months, this was not what Trump said the Republican Party was. Why is it happening now? Why is this happening at this speed? Why do y'all think it's happening?
We can't take anything Donald Trump says at his word. In fact, when he says he's an ally, it probably means the exact opposite when he says anything.
I'm not really talking so much about Trump as my question. He set the standard bearer in 2016 to say, we're pretty much done with LGBT fighting. And it's gotten worse since he's left office. And it's not Trump that's leading these issues. It's
not Trump, but he opened the bag. Like, he let it be okay for everybody who hated LGBTQ+, couldn't understand trans individuals, to literally blatantly say it out loud and spew hate. He gave people the pass to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's taking time to come back. I mean, people are fighting. Are they fighting at the level we want? Or are we fighting at the level that we need? Probably not, and we need to continue that fight. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to take time, and I think Biden and others in the Democratic Party are sort of taking the blame for something that I don't really think is their fault. I think they really are doing a lot to establish these efforts. And it's simple to say, we talked about Tennessee in the story, but it's Tennessee, it's South Carolina, it's North Carolina, it's a lot of states, and I think that as much movement as we might make as a whole, it's really these states that need to start mobilizing their troops.
Mm-hmm. But if they keep up the momentum, so to speak, they pass Don't Say Gay. If we don't unify soon, this momentum will keep up, okay? And they will take our marriage rights away. And then there's no stopping. There's plenty more they can take away after that.
Make us illegal again. That ruling was only 21 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And rolling back to what Faye said, I would also have to comment and say that the fish stinks at the head. So if Trump was the opening commentary of all the, it's okay to say whatever you please. Now we've got DeSantis doing the same thing and anyone else following under that regime. So vote now more than ever. You need to vote. Yeah. That's the only way you can push the needle.
I love that. The fish stinks at the head. But again, we mentioned DeSantis because that's what we're familiar with. There are many
Yes.
DeSantises out there.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Frighteningly.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT